This might contain useful information. Let's have a look then.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim, we will hear all he has to say before the week is... Is there aught else you would speak of, your Majesty? Aught shall change. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, very well. The coronation is to take place on the morrow. We shall depart early in the morn, so your Majesty would do well to get a good night's rest.
Master! Pray, leave this place! My body, it refuses to obey me! There is a voice within my mind! It commands me, sways my very will.
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, your Majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught. Let us return to the tavern. We've been had. The false sovereign commanded the pawns at the coronation, proving his own power has arisen. According to Regent King Sven, the pretender was wearing some sort of lavish necklace at the time. I imagine this artifact is the Godsway mentioned in that letter. Perchance 'tis a tool that grants power akin to that of the true arisen. Alas, unless we find some way to unmake this Godsway's power, proving your Majesty's legitimacy shall be difficult indeed. Pray, allow me time to search for a way forward. I shall inform your Majesty when I have prepared a plan of action.
Never could I have imagined such an outcome. What manner of artifact is this Godsway? I suppose 'tis pointless to ponder. Let us await the results of Captain Grant's investigation.
You have my support.
What's this all about?
Welcome.
A good sleep will ensure we are
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Come. We've much to be getting on with. Feeling rested, I trust? I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace discussing a curious rumor regarding the Queen Regent and an important personage, you mean? Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batali dignitary than is publicly known.
Peruse at your neck. So tired. I've barely the vim to tie my boots.
Welcome.
Lots of people have passed by here.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. As it... Ah, yes. Regarding your pursuer from some days past. As we suspected. He was indeed an agent from Batal. When he learnt of your Majesty's escape, he began inquiring after your movements. 'Tis a glad thing we captured him before matters escalated. As to how he learned your Majesty's location with such ease, I intend to extract the answers from him anon. I shall be sure to inform you when I do. Pray, take this. 'Tis the least I can offer for your Majesty's assistance.
So the agent was of Batal after all. It is rather eerie that someone should be sent across the border to spy on him.
There is much we ought to tend to. If the information we pried from the agent is to be believed, there is a place in Batal devoted to the study of arts most queer. I believe it is worthy of investigation. Should fortune smile upon us, your Majesty may even discover some method of undoing the Godsway's hold over the pawns. Yet official dealings twixt Vermund and Batal are suspended, and 'tis no simple matter to gain passage through the latter's fortress. Fortunately for us, however, the agent was hiding this on his person. I bid you take it. 'Tis an entry permit, allowing passage through Batal's fortress. It even bears the crest of the Batali Palace. It must have been commissioned by someone with great influence. I doubt any would dare impede your passage with such an item in your possession. There is one other thing, Your Majesty. With the permit came information I found most intriguing. An oracle who once served in the Vermundian court now resides in Batal. This oracle foretold the coming of the Arisen and was banished from the kingdom when her prophecy displeased the Queen Regent. Indeed, 'twas by this same oracle's power that the agent in question came to know of your Majesty's whereabouts. The oracle knows much of the Arisen. Should you make her acquaintance, she may be able to offer you aid during your infiltration.
Got to keep moving.
You the Arisen? I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
The rules at your neck. Couldn't hurt to put my name.
I suppose I could visit someplace new. This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find. We shall remain here.
My head will roll if aught goes awry.
Beg Captain Brandt bade me ask aught of you, if you would hear it. However, 'tis a matter best kept from prying ears. Might we... Firstly, pray, take this. 'Tis a regalia sword, one of the kingdom's treasures. 'Tis my duty to guard it. Yet, I have stolen it from the masquerade hall where 'twas on display. A duplicate now rests in its place, and I must beg you to keep the true artifact hidden, lest the ruse be discovered. Generations of Amundian rulers have wielded it, though not in battle, of course. 'Tis a ceremonial weapon for use in parades and the like. Yet, Disa's disdain for tradition has seen the blade suffer. 'Tis fractured, and has lost much of its former luster. Captain Brandt is of a mind to restore it, so that it might serve as a symbol of your authority, Sir Arisen. Indeed, when the time comes for you to announce your ascension, having this sword at your hip would doubtless elevate your standing in the eyes of the people. And I must confess, having watched over the blade for many a year, I've grown rather fond of it. I should be well glad to see it restored to its former splendor by your hand. My hopes for our kingdom and its treasure go with you, Sir Arisen. I bid you good fortune.
Mayhap I'll buy myself a new sword next time.
Mayhap I'll come here when I've a day to myself.
Would that such peace reigned eternal. Would that such peace reigned eternal.
Peril can result from a
I heard from Captain Brandt that you plan to make for Batal in order to continue your investigation. As for me, I've been looking into my mother's movements since last we met, and I happened upon this. 'Tis a letter she discarded, only half written. It seems to be addressed to someone called Phaesus. I passed an eye o'er it, though I failed to grasp its meaning, or what compelled her to throw it away. Here, I thought it best that you have it. Mayhap you could glean aught from it that I could not. And if you do, would you be so kind as to share it with me? That is only if you've the time to spare. I am in no position to make demands, of course.
I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
I shall suffer none to disturb this peace.
Wearing armor all day
Sometimes I wonder if I'm coming along. I almost forgot why I came. Consider the needs of the common folk as well.
The latest tidings from Melv came as quite a shock. It's been decades since the drag. It was a tragedy to those who suffered the beast's attack, to be sure. But I cannot deny it gave me a sense of hope. I thought to myself, with the dragons coming, the Arisen shan't be far behind. An end to the age of proxies at last. And indeed, we have our sovereign, though he is yet abed, nursing those grievous wounds. Still, that I would see this kingdom restored to rightful rule in my lifetime, I could weep for joy.
Tis good to be reunited.
Pray in, ne'er put gold in my pocket.
All this hustle and bustle.
I'm not risking my life for a kitten.
Well met, sir. Take it easy today. Loyalty's just another way to say go on.
My pack.
Welcome to. We serve all manner of fine ales here.
Well met, sir.
You have my fullest confidence. The way to Batal should be open to you if you make use of when you arrive. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to...
At least my back's not acting up today.
Go on, Interested in my wares? Many thanks.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful. The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance? Do come again. I'd like to spark up.
I may see the old bloody place is watching.
Always another errand to see to.
Peruse at your leisure.
Keep my arm strong and my mind.
I must be vigilant. Townspeople.
No respect for this.
Anywhere right now.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly time.
This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint rest town. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Cannot help but be wary.
I've got to focus. Shift's only just begun.
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics.
I shall recall our travels every time I take this piece in hand.
If we share our strengths, we can begin formulating a strategy that caters.
This way.
It is hard to imagine a world empty of monsters. I'm still waiting on that report.
Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen a pretty stone lying about, would you? One befitting the name the Jadeite Orb. It was stolen from me while I was delivering it, and if Master Everard should find... There's no exaggeration. He said people killed before, more than a few at that. To be quite truthful, I'd intended to sell off working under a man such as him. I'd only get chewed up till he decided to spit me out. That jewel, unless you were to find it for me.
The jadeite orb could be anywhere now. Perchance we ought to speak with someone who has experience in banditry.
The Sovereign's retinue makes to fell the dragon at last. 'Twas a remarkable recovery, really. The man was burnt to a crisp.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Interested in my wares?
Have you come from Vernworth? The ancient battleground to the north is overrun with hordes of fell beasts, and so little in times past 'twas safe enough a night. Since a few days past, skeletons and phantoms have made this their nightly battleground. It could be that aught's befallen the cenotaph. Say, if I cannot dissuade you from traversing the ancient battleground, would you consider passing by the cenotaph?
Well, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the border, where quarrel. quarrels occur every other day. Do you come again?
Our packs are heavier?
Well, there's always demand for weapons, particularly... near the border, where quarrels occur every other day. Always a pleasure. Why, perusing...
Greetings. You are the Arisen, are you not? Tell me, in your comings and goings, did you happen to encounter a man by the name of Offulv? He seems to have vanished while in possession of a treasure known as the Jadeite Orb. My fellow merchants are scouring the city for him as we speak, but have had no luck as yet. And if I may be candid, our primary concern is not the merchant, but rather the orb. 'Tis an item of precious importance to myself and my partners, you see. I must see it reclaimed, post-haste, and in my hour of need, who should wander by but the good Arisen? What say you, sir? Would you be so kind as to seek out the Jadeite Orb on my behalf? You will be rewarded handsomely for your service. Of that I can assure you.
Sirs Offulv and Everard each seek the Jadeite Orb. To whom ought we to grant it, assuming we find the thing at all?
The decision is yours, Arisen. I trust in your judgment.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
Washes all my troubles clean away, this place.
I've just had a thought. I shall never forget the agony I felt at the coronation. How might the technique used to control us be dispelled?
You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need, Master. Knowing when to use curatives is my specialty.
"'Tis a pity we must part after sharing such a journey. I shall cherish my memories of our time together.
"'Twill be an honor to serve by your side.
A troubling rumor has reached my ears, and methinks I ought to share it. 'Tis said there is an illness pawns can contract beyond the rift that inflicts unspeakable harm on those around them. As it progresses...
Welcome, sir. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. Whate'er 'tis you need, I can get it done. Many thanks to you.
Bleeding amateurs. No respect for the tools. Whatever am I to do?
Peru! Your letter, sir. Go on, have a look.
Head will roll quarters. I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
I'd gladly stay here for wares.
Would you be so? Larcenous deeds are the ken of bandits. Mayhap one of their ilk could point you in the right direction.
Oi, you there! I don't mean to pry, only it's my...
Morris! I've just found out Roger's been abducted by beasts.
What?
I've just heard news. Rog was seen...
Oh, my poor boy.
Morris, think what you're saying.
Do you truly expect me to do naught but twiddle? The soldiers won't do aught. Concern it all. He's right. Do you... If you return him to me, I will be forever in your debt.
Let us speak with everyone we can think of who might know aught of use.
Watch. If you want my advice, he'd know it.
Could it be aught befallen the cenotaph? If I cannot dissuade you from
The flowers that bloom around here, from what I can glean, the petals isn't that unusual.
Sir, how can I be of assistance?
The flowers, from what I can, isn't that unusual.
I only work when I fancy, but I get by.
How might I aid you, sir?
Let me alone, will ye? I'm a busy woman.
Shame there aren't as many folk spinning tall I rather enjoyed hearing the one about it's said to descend in times of conflict. Sounds like the last thing.
Aye, I met Roger by the cenotaph. He had what looked like a bundle of grass with him. Only he was carrying it, he would say no more than 'twas a secret. So I told, yet no sooner had I turned my back than I heard him scream. I charged to his aid, but a wolf was already scarpering with him and its poor lad. Pray help him if you can, sir. Aye, he had what looked like a bundle. He would say no more, yet no sooner. I charged to his aid. Poor lad. Pray help him if you can.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Did you need something, dear?
Only fools A happy man is...
Materials, eh? I shan't deny they have their uses.
I don't believe I had it. Begone! I have no hospitality to extend.
If I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away. A chance to put my feet up is as welcome as fine ale. Somehow my feet